What's up, guys? In this video, let's talk about one of my favorite things, and that's error coins that you can look for right in your pocket change. A lot of these you can find in circulation, and they're worth a ton of money. So I want to go through each error coin, what they are, and what they look like. Let's start right off with a really cool error, and one that started off as our logo for the website, which is a bonded coin. So bonded coin errors are created when the feeder system, which supplies blank planchets to the coin press, malfunction and jam. When this occurs, a struck coin is not properly ejected, and another planchet is fed into the collar and is struck. This struck coin will land on top of the previously unejected strike, and these coins will then get crushed together and bonded. These things can sell for tons and tons of money. They're generally in the thousands of dollars, regardless of what type of coin it is. But we've seen anything like a Lincoln cent all the way to Sacagawea dollars, selling upwards to $5,000 to $6,000 at auction, and then really heavy bonded coin examples can sell in the $15,000 to $20,000 range. The next one on this list is partial collar coins. Partial collars are really neat. Blanks are surrounded by collars when struck to prevent the blank from flattening and spreading, so it gives the edge of the coin. Edge and rim errors occur when those collars are either out of position or they're deteriorated. So you can see kind of where this is going. When they're deteriorated or out of position, the coin will have a funky edge to it, and this is known as a partial collar strike, and it occurs when there's a malfunction of the striking press itself, and this causes the collar to be in an incorrect position. So this will either be on the reverse side or obverse side of the coin, and can be a minor or very dramatic example of it. These coins can go from anywhere between like $50 for a small example and upwards of tens of thousands of dollars, both dependent on how extreme the example of the partial collar strike is and the actual type of coin. The next one on this list is Uniface strikes, which are pretty self-explanatory from the actual label. A Uniface coin results when two planchets are stacked on top of one another at the time of striking. So this produces two separate coins, one with the obverse image and one with the reverse image. But both of them would have a blank side, making it a Uniface coin. Now, once again, with this error, it depends on the type of coin, as well as how extreme the error is. But in most cases, there's very little impression of anything on the blank side, which makes these really valuable at thousands of dollars for examples of these coins. The next on this list is coin fragments. So they're exactly what you think. I mean, during the striking process, there's coins that are damaged or destroyed inadvertently during the production process. And then sometimes these things fragment and shard out, leaving pieces on the floor of the production facility. Sometimes these shards also get kind of quasi-stuck to other coins, make it into circulation, and then find themselves in coin rolls. These have been found in circulation. They're really, really rare, but super cool, as they're a part of a coin. Sometimes these can even have other errors atop them, but in just their regular form, fragments can be seen selling anywhere for a couple $100 to well over $4,000 or $5,000. The next one on this list is off-center strikes. So off-center coins are produced when the coin is struck once, albeit off-center. But unlike a Broadstrike, which I'll talk about here momentarily, the punch of an off-center coin is not the center of the coin, but rather the edge. This results in a coin which is not circular and generally has blank space showing on it. The actual value or degree of the off-center coin is all dependent on how much of the blank is showing. So it can be anywhere from, 1% to almost the entirety of the coin. The more dramatic of the blank space or off-center of the strike, the more valuable this error can be. And we've seen anything like large cents and Flying Eagle sell for $30,000, and regular Lincoln Memorial cents sell for anywhere from $75 to a couple $100 for these on lower examples of off-center strikes. In most cases, if it's a 25 to 40 or plus % of an off-center, these can be thousands and thousands of dollars. The next error on our list is mated coins. Once again, the title kind of explains itself. A mated coin set or pair is a collection of two or more coins, and these were struck together at the time of production and during successive strikes on one or more dies. So a single coin of the set may be discovered by a staffer at the mint during quality control and removed, but obviously some of these can make it into circulation. And mated coins involve two individual coins with different heirs that were struck together at the same time. Mated pair coins can be found in most heir types and come in pretty much any denomination, shape, size, and form. Like many heirs, it depends on the types of coins that are mated together. For example, 2 Lincoln Memorial cents with full brockages were mated and sold for over $2,000. The next heir on this list is adjustment strikes. So an adjustment strike heir is just kind of weird unto itself. This strike heir is also known as a die trial. This is for a die adjustment strike. This heir occurs when a coin is struck from the press with super low pressure. So when they're basically optimizing the presses in order to make different types of coins, they can control the optimum level of pressure that the machine needs to reach in order to strike the coin appropriately. And in this case, these are done purposely. So they're used to basically get the machine up to par before actually producing the coins. So it produces generally a few versions of adjustment strikes in different degrees in order to get the machine optimized. These will sometimes make it out of the mint, although they're supposed to be destroyed, and they're worth quite a bit of money. Adjustment strikes for Indian cents, Liberty nickels, pretty much any denomination, can be well over $1,000, and ones that are graded have been seen selling at auctions for well over $5,000. The next heir on our list is proof heirs. So proof coins are struck by a little bit more technical process at the mint, but a few broadstrikes off centers and double strikes in the collars and off metal heirs have been known to be found in sealed proof sets, so they're not, aside from any other coin that goes into circulation, as far as something that can get heirs. And there was even a very small group of proof heirs recently that were found in a collection that was auctioned by the state of California, and these proof sets showed a menagerie of heirs to them, anywhere from brockages to off-center strikes. For example, a proof Lincoln cent sold with a broadstrike on it for well over $1,500 at a heritage auction in 2021, so it shows that these can be quite valuable. The next heir on this list is indents. Just like it sounds, an indent coin error happens when two blanks are fed accidentally into the same collar. One blank overlays over the other, causing this error to exist and forming an indent into the coin. This happens when the die hammer strikes the combination of the two coins in the same collar, and it creates that depression similar to the blank on the top. These can be quite valuable, and they're known as hub and die errors. These can be seen in a wide variety, and it also depends on how severe the indent is. There's ones with very dramatic versions of this error on them. For example, a Jefferson nickel wartime with this error that was almost 25% of the coin, sold for over $7,000 at auction. Our next error on this list is foldovers. Foldover coins are one of the most dramatic types of errors. They're not something that you'll necessarily find just right in your pocket changes. They're going to stick out like a sore thumb. It occurs when the blank is standing vertically between the dies. During the strike, the force is so great that it bends and folds the blank. These foldovers can be off-center or on-center and come in many different types of denomination, shapes, and forms. And like I said, are extremely rare. So when they see the auction block or some sort of sales site, they are generally in the $5,000 to $10,000 range for even ones that are circulated. And then the sky's the limit for uncirculated or graded examples of these coins. Our next error on this list is a wrong planchet or off-metal error. Sometimes planchets for one coin denomination are fed into a coin stamping press that's supposed to be for another coin. This is back to just human error in general, and sometimes these errors are called double denomination coins, but that term is also used to refer to coins that are struck a second time with a die from a different denomination, so I don't want you to be confused on that. Some examples include cent struck on dime planchets, nickels on cent planchets, and quarters on dime planchets. Wrong planchet errors may also occur when the composition of the coin changes. Such situations generally arise when the mint has decided to change the alloy or plating of the coin in the new coinage year, but a few planchets from the previous year make it into the striking process, which we've seen a couple of times with Lincoln cents over the years. Wrong planchet errors are extremely valuable, and they can sell in the $10,000 to $20,000 range, even in circulated condition. Coins that are either out of circulation or out of production, or older coins, can have a very, very high value. Uncirculated or really high grade ones have been seen selling for anywhere from $50,000 to $400,000, depending on the type of severity of this error on the coin. The next error on this list is one of my favorites just because they're so crazy, and that's a die cap error. A struck coin remains on a die and leaves its slowly fading impression, which is also called a brockage, on subsequently struck coins, and over time changing shape to resemble what basically looks like a bottle cap. Die caps are caused when a struck coin sticks to the upper hammer die. Once the coin is struck to the die face, the reverse of the struck coin becomes the new die face when the next blank is fed into the collar and striking occurs. The reverse design of the adhered struck coin impresses itself into the new blank. So this struck coin is a Brockage strike. The coin that adhered to the upper die is known as the die cap. Now this process repeats itself as more coins are struck by the cap, and so this can make this cap bigger and deeper and make this error really, really valuable. The value of a die cap error depends on whether it's the obverse or reverse image on the die cap. Generally speaking, obverse die caps are going to be more valuable than reverse die caps in most cases, and can sell from anywhere from around $5,000 to $10,000 in uncirculated condition, and ones have been seen selling in upwards of $100,000 for extreme examples in auction houses. The next error on our list is double denomination coins. Now, I mentioned this just a second ago. Double denomination coins are ones that have been struck twice between different denomination dies, such as one between a nickel and one between a quarter. So these will depict two different denominations on a coin, can come in different denomination sizes and shapes, and it's one of the most expensive and desired types of errors out there on the market. So it's hard to find these in circulation, although it does happen from time to time, and things such as like a Lincoln cent struck on a mercury dime have sold in upwards of $50,000. Another error to look for is a counter brockage. Counter brockages involves a die cap and a previously struck coin. When a cap die strikes a previously struck coin, the obverse design from that struck coin will be impressed into the cap. The result will be a design where the cap face will be an incuse brockage. It is when a brockage error occurs and is the previously struck coin from the other side of the die. Now these can be quite valuable. They usually sell in the few $1,000 region for circulated versions and in upwards of $10,000 for uncirculated versions. Another great error on this list is brockages. Now we just talked about counter brockages. Brockages occur when a mirror image of a coin is struck on a blank. After a struck coin fails to eject, a new blank is fed between the struck coin and the hammer die. The hammer die strikes the second blank, and it leaves an image on one side while pressing the blank against the other struck coin that was stuck in there. These can also be pretty valuable. On older coins, these can sell for tens of thousands of dollars. It depends on the degree of the brockage, but even modern coins, like Lincoln cents, Roosevelt dimes, Washington quarters, even with small brockages can sell for hundreds of dollars. Large brockage percentages can sell for thousands and thousands of dollars. Another great error on this list is broadstrikes. A broadstrike error occurs when a coin is struck without the collar to form the rim of the coin. So it seems like it's malformed around the rim, and coins that have reeded edges seem to be really, really out of shape. This usually, if not always, produces a coin that is not circular, as the lack of the collar will let this coin be spread and distort in the production process and create a widened coin. Now, depending on the type of the coin and the degree of the Broadstrike, these can be very valuable as well. Usually small examples sell for a couple $100s, where large examples can sell for the $3 to $5 grand region. The last error on our list is another one of my favorites, and I wanted to end the guide with something that you can actually come across pretty steadily in your pocket change, albeit you might not find crazy examples like some of these dramatic ones pictured here, and that's multi-struck coins. Multi-struck coins are just that. It is a coin that's hit more than once during the striking process. Now, I know a lot of people that have tons of examples of these errors in their collection, especially Lincoln cents. I have quite a few multi-struck quarters as well. They are very valuable if they're in a high degree. They can be seen selling for anywhere from about $10 for a really, really less example that's not very dramatic, all the way to thousands of dollars in heavily struck versions or multi-struck versions of coins that are graded. Let me know what you think of all these errors that you can find in your pocket change that can be worth tons of money. I absolutely love this hobby of collecting coins and banknotes. It is the easiest hobby to get into. Feel free to jump over to my website, varietyerrors.com. It's completely free, the best price ever, and you can check out all of my free guides. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.